This is about to be unhinged today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be, and welcome to the second YouTube episode of Waaaay Offsides. That's way with 4 A's, not 5, not 3. Why, Bill?
Because 5 is just too many and 4 is right.
4 is just enough. I still got to figure this out. This camera's ticking me off. My hand's gone. I got the hair thing figured out. I was like, I just got to take that off.
You've got a green screen like they do in the news, but yours is a red screen. So you raise your hand. It's like, hello.
You know, with us having 4 A's, maybe we should get Ric Flair on here to, with his horseman of 4.
Okay.
He's on in, man. What was that, Bill?
Woo! I didn't want to wake the neighbors doing my Ric Flair impersonation.
Yeah, don't do that. That's always bad.
No.
So, fair warning. I'm pretty tired, so I may be a little off tonight.
Because you still on those anti-iguana drugs.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Those anticoagulants from reptile bites.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. Anyway, a lot has gone on in the past week. A lot's gone. I mean, it hasn't even really been a week since we met, but a lot has happened since then.
Yeah, the last time we were talking, Alabama was in a dogfight with UConn, and we ended that show last week with saying goodbye to the Final Four. But dadgummit, 300 and something other teams weren't there, so roll tide.
Bill, you seem passionate about Alabama's first Final Four ever.
He does.
I've been following this team since they had a peach basket on the side of the barn, so I'm pretty happy.
Well, we'll get to that. But first, the world almost ended a couple of days ago because of the solar eclipse. And so I just want to know, did you guys enjoy the solar eclipse? Did you?
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it?
No.
I walked outside and got a little wobbly because the lighting was weird, and but I ran into a friend of mine at work, and he had a welding helmet, so we took turns wearing the welding helmet and walking around the parking lot looking like we knew something.
Like a stormtrooper.
Yeah, and when you're not looking at the sun through a welding helmet, that thing's dark. So there may or may not be a dent in a Ford Escort somewhere with my head print.
So we had an unauthorized work thing, I guess, where everybody just kind of went downstairs. It wasn't spoken. It was everybody just knew to do it. And the whole office is out there looking up at this thing. And so, I'm like, okay, what's happening? I'm looking up too, and I forgot my glasses. And so it's been a rough week, guys.
Is that why you're squinty and have potatoes on your eyes? And
you got burnt retinas. So you've been bit by an iguana and you burn out your retinas all in less than a week?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a running gag.
Dude, you got to be careful, man. We're going to have to get you like a support person to just walk around and guide you like Cedric did for Coach Saban.
There you go.
I would love to have my own coach said, dude. That'd be sick, man. Dude, could you imagine? It's Monday morning and you don't want to get out of bed and he's just at the foot of the bed just
hyping you up.
Dude, yeah.
Got your Gatorade right there. He's got your morning coffee.
I'm happy they kept him, man. I'm happy he stayed.
Coach Ced was there with Coach Bryant. So Cedric is he's honestly, if you look at the history of Alabama since 1980, 7 national championships, I think, can be attributed to Cedric.
Wow. That's impressive.
He's been there for all of them.
He's got all the rings.
He guided us through the series of bad mics. Coach Ced, man.
Is he still on staff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
He's an institution. There's those dead periods. We're gonna see one coming up soon where coaches can't meet with the players.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But Coach Ed can.
Mm-hmm.
And the strength and conditioning and the health people, Jeff Allen and those people can. So he's very integral in helping guys out.
Awesome. You know what I just noticed?
What's that?
So I got my cool little light.
Yeah.
And
what do you mean?
I got a light over here to be a little bit more. It's not working, see, as you can see, but to try to be a little bit more professional, and it's making me look really pale. I don't know.
No,
I think that's just your Irish heritage.
No, yeah. I'm not this pale.
Maybe you need to drink more orange juice.
So, any more thoughts on Alabama in the Final Four? I mean, I still hadn't gotten over it that we went there.
He's excited.
Yeah, Bill, you missed our cue, man.
Well, we've been rambling like we always do.
Yeah, but Chris set us up for a segue, and you completely missed it.
You
just missed it.
Well, I missed
hold on. Before we get to the Final Four talk, which we're going to get there, Bill, calm down.
We promise.
I swear we're going to get to the Final Four talk. We need to talk about a great loss that we all suffered as a country today. That loss being Orange Julius Simpson, OJ for short. Died at 76 years old from prostate cancer, correct?
That's correct.
That's what was reported.
So some people are, kind of torn between being sad or, being whatever. Some people are happy that he's gone.
They are.
He lived a very storied history.
He took a stab at life.
Bill. Chris is asleep again.
No, I was looking. I was looking something up. Do you realize that Bill Cosby has outlived OJ?
Yeah. I mean,
that is true.
Or
for some reason, I thought Bill Cosby had already passed away.
No, man,
well, he's definitely got faded out of the spotlight. Orenthal, though, had a good run. I don't ever want to rejoice at someone's death, but there are so many jokes to be made. I wish I lived in an area where we had Jim Rome on the radio, because that's when any Orenthal news comes up, it just takes over the Jim Rome show, and it's hilarious.
It should. I remember.
It's hilarious.
I mean, I said this on our first take. For those of you who don't know, we're on take number 2, which is amazing. But I remember, hearing the story about him. I mean, the dude got away with murder and then gets arrested because he was robbing his own memorabilia.
He was trying to steal back his own memorabilia at gunpoint.
Yeah.
And didn't he personally sell it to these people?
Probably.
I think he did.
I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there, but
my favorite Oj story, other than his athletic prowess, was he was in a hotel in Miami with his girlfriend, and she was just going off on him, taking swings on him in the lobby. The police get called. And the police ask Oj if he wants to file charges, and he says, "No, I'll take care of it." And I was like, "Man, I hope they had the coroner on speed dial, because you don't want to be a violent Oj girlfriend."
Bill, why do you keep calling him Oj?
I just like the way it sounds.
Oh, okay. I've literally never heard anybody else call him
ever.
Not once. Bill's just.
I like saying Oj.
Bill's a trendsetter, man.
He makes up words.
Anyway, so I guess rest in peace, OJ. Don't rest in peace, OJ.
Whatever it is.
Wherever you fall on that fence. But he did it. I'm going to leave with that. He definitely.
Hey, the glove did not fit.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that don't
and
fit.
They had to acquit.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Cochran.
But he was a heck of an athlete. If we want to at least have a positive thing to say.
Who, OJ or Johnny Cochran?
Oh,
oh man. Okay. We talked about OJ. We got that out of the way. So, Bill, guess what? You
What's
can
that?
finally talk about Alabama making the Final Four.
Woohoo!
Go for it. You're gonna head this
man,
one.
I'm still kind of in that aftershock because it was, the weekend goes so quickly, and you're like, wow, we really just did that. There's two major athletic programs in this state, and both have gone to the Final Four in the past 5 years. And you would think with the history of athletics in the Southeastern Conference and in this state, there would have been more than that. And it's hard to get there.
Yeah.
That's a massive achievement.
Absolutely.
And like I mentioned a minute ago, there's 300 and something other teams that wish they could go. There was a stat the other day, and when you think of great teams that have done great things, Houston, Indiana, Villanova, forget Duke and Carolina and UCLA because they've been so often. But Houston, Indiana, Villanova, and other historic programs have only been like 8 or 9 times to the Final Four, and that's where they spend their money. Arkansas has only been like 5 times, and they're just hiring a new coach, hoping they can get back there again.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good run. The game against UConn was a lot more competitive than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm happy with the season. What's crazy is I didn't realize just about everybody on that roster has another year of eligibility.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah. And they're thinking that everybody on that roster legit might want to come back.
Mark Sears is coming back.
I think Mark Sears is out.
He's probably gone, but we live in an era now where he could make more money NIL in next year than he could with a contract.
Yeah. Maybe.
It's a might.
Didn't Chris Parker enter the portal?
Yeah, one guy did enter the portal today. I heard that.
I feel like it may have been Chris Parker.
I think it was. CK. So anyway, moving on. Other basketball news, and Bill, you kind of referenced this a little bit. John Calipari, however you want to say it, is now the head coach of the University of Arkansas men's basketball team.
Woo pig.
I saw the video of them doing that. The little pig call, what are they call the hog?
Yeah. I think it's actually called the little pig call.
It was weird. It was very weird.
Yeah.
Not as weird as A&M, but
no.
Yeah, that's a cult. Nobody. Yeah.
That's a cult. No. A&M's the Merry Milkman is the weirdest thing in athletics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, they look like milk delivery men from the 50s. They really did.
I think that's why they called them that.
Yeah, it's just so strange. And the thing with Calipari, I heard that he took $1.5 million less to go to Arkansas, and when Arkansas offered him the contract at $1.5 million less than what he was making at Kentucky, he went back to Kentucky and said, "Hey, they're making me this offer." And Kentucky didn't even offer him $1.4 million less. They said, "All right, enjoy it." I think it's been evident that Kentucky was tired of Cal, and Cal was tired of being there.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that press conference that the AD and it was a TV show that the AD and Cal had right after they lost in the tournament? Mm-hmm. And it looked like a mutual hostage video, the way they were talking to the camera, like, "We are so very, very glad that this is our coach. I am so very, very glad I am here to coach." They should have just held up a newspaper to identify what day of the year it was. Yeah. It looked uncomfortable, and I think what I think is comedic is Kentucky keeps knocking on doors to see if somebody wants to be their head coach, and they're getting the Auburn treatment that led them to Brian Harsin. And Auburn will never say Harsin was the 7th pick, but he was the 7th pick. And Kentucky's down. I think they're on their 4th or 5th attempt right now.
Yeah.
Nate Oats said, I don't need you guys. I'm at the University of Alabama where greatness is great.
Let's talk about Nate Oats, man. Maybe I'm biased, but I know he got shafted for Coach of the Year. But
yes, he did.
A math teacher just took the University of Alabama basketball team to the Final Four. Nate Oats is worth every penny that.
Absolutely.
And how, heads up to Greg Byrne, man. I don't know, looking into his crystal ball, whatever he did, and go ahead and lock in Nate Oats down to an extension before the coaching carousel started. Brilliant move on his part. So do you think? Yeah.
What do you think Nate needs to do to improve next year? From last year, he had to hire a whole new coaching staff and recruit a half of a team. So what does he think? What do you think we need to see Nate improve going into the 24-25 year?
I think we just need a big man in the center.
Yep, 7'1" bruiser, man. That's what
I think there's 3 in the portal right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's making phone calls. Don't worry about it. That's a tide.
That's a tide, baby.
That's a tide.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, you can head over to Twitter and follow all of us. Waaaay Offsides, Bill, Waaaay Offsides, Cotton, Waaaay Offsides, Chris, and you'll find out what hashtag That's the Tide is. So pretty quick. So sorry, Bill, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you ain't wrong. You're just different. That's okay.
Just different.
All right.
But your pride won't let you do things to let others think you're right. Because your mamas don't let you grow up to be cowboys. Shout out Willie Nelson. I think a big man in the middle, and for the future with the basketball program, he's shown in the past 5 years, if you want to play for Alabama, you better be able to shoot, and you have a green light. And now it's just finished the product with how to fight the lane better, and a big man's going to help that.
Yeah. So I was kind of hard on a couple of guys this season at different times. The main one being Grant Nelson, but man, down the stretch of the tournament, man, he played amazing basketball, and so I just want
to. North Carolina game, he was player of the game.
Yeah, he was. I just wanted to take this time to say my bad, Grant.
The first half of the season, Grant was. I don't know if he was just uncomfortable or he wasn't settled in yet. But the first half of the season it was so, light switch on, light switch off. Yeah. And then that Auburn game, he woke up, and then it got better and better and more consistent from him. Jaron Stevenson, I was like, man, what's this dude doing on the floor? And then every time he'd come in as a sixth man, he was hitting the threes.
Yeah.
So
it was a fun year, man. I mean,
yeah.
Just kind of looking at projections for next year, dude. Alabama's right now projected to start around the number 3 spot in the country going into next season. My understanding is they've got Chris. Wake up.
I'm doing research.
They've got 2 McDonald's All-Americans coming in. Who knows who's going to stay, who's going to leave. They've lost 1 transfer so far to the portal, but there's tons of guys out there, especially with this move from Calipari. We've already had a couple of UK guys jump in, or decommit, or how whatever they're doing. So the landscape in basketball is changing. I would argue maybe quicker than football in terms of recruiting.
Does Chris need a sleep apnea mask? I heard some noise. That sound like. Are you okay?
I was probably clearing my throat.
Okay, I just thought maybe you just fell asleep and snored yourself awake.
For the sake of time, moving forward. Well, before we do that, Chris, will you please tell everybody how they can find us, get in touch with us, where we are, where we like to hang out, and our last four of our social security numbers?
Oh, I don't know Bill's. I know his address, but if you really want to find us, you can get over on Twitter. It's like Michael said before, Waaaay Offsides. That's way before A's. Waaaay Offsides Bill, Waaaay Offsides Chris, and Waaaay Offsides Cotton. You can email us, waayoffsides@gmail.com. We have let's see, I think me and you have a Waaaay Offsides TikTok.
That's correct.
I think we both do. Are you running the Instagram page?
Yes.
Kinda. Yeah. And we're on Facebook, but we're really, if you want to find us, we're over on Twitter.
Yeah, that's what we're most Twitter is unhinged, and we like it that way. So
yeah, I mean, why not? Why not?
And there's no time, like better time, to follow us than right now, because coming up this weekend is Alabama's A-Day game, and this is one of those events that kind of help with the countdown in between college football seasons, and so a lot of questions, a lot of I argue that we probably get a lot of answers coming out of A-Day in terms of what this new team is going to look like moving into next season. And so just wanted to see, do you guys have any like A-Day superstitions, anything like that? Anything weird you do? I mean, it's A-Day.
I'm not going to say it's superstition, but I do have a game superstition.
Sure, that works.
Any game. I have this thing. I wear the same hat all year. When the season starts, if I'm wearing this one that's on my head, I will wear this all season.
So you get a new hat every year. It's just whatever hat.
No. I will wear whatever hat I start the season in. I will wear.
So the game 1 hat is the game 13.
That's it.
Hat.
That's the everyday hat.
Okay. You wear it everywhere.
Now, if we drop a game, I'm done with that hat.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
It's over.
That hat is dead to you forever?
It's done. Not forever, but I will.
But for the rest of the
season.
Okay.
Yes. In the middle of the game, if we're doing bad, I will take the hat, shirt, socks, whatever, anything that has an A on it comes off.
I think everybody does that, man.
Well, now, so that's what, Michael. What kind of game superstitions do you have other than freaking out after the first quarter?
What do you? You mean freaking out after the first offensive drive?
That's it. We suck. We're going to lose every game.
It's
just a false start. Calm down.
The game passed saving by. How many times did we hear that?
And eventually I was right. And he said it himself. So
you say it for 10 years, one day you get it right.
That's right.
You know, generally, if you smoke a butt on game day, we don't lose. We did
That's
one
true.
year. We did
That's
one
true.
year.
Right.
No.
Yeah, we did one game.
What game?
Me, you, and Jacob was at your place.
I bet it was overcooked. That's why we lost.
No, it wasn't overcooked. I can promise you that.
No, that's insulting.
It really is.
Well, so what? Seriously, Michael, what's your game day superstition?
So I always usually smoke something. Does that count? I'm not
That's
really
cool.
superstitious.
Smoke what though?
It just depends on.
Is it pork, turkey, herb?
So I almost set my house on fire with wings once during a football game.
Did we win the game?
Probably. Yeah, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
So I do that every Saturday in the fall now. I'll try to just start a fire and put it out.
Yeah.
Hey, cooking meat over a fire is a great tradition.
You're not understanding what I'm saying, but that's cool. It's all right. Continue.
So, speaking of superstitions, what about you, Bill?
So, for me, I've been doing this since the Shula era. I've been doing it pre-Shula era, but it really got consistent in the Shula era, is if it's a home game, I wear a crimson shirt. If it's a road game, I either wear a white shirt or a gray shirt.
Bill's on the team.
Yes.
If that gets confused, let's say I've been in an event early in the morning and I had on the white shirt instead or the gray shirt and it's a home game.
Yeah.
My wife has looked at me at halftime and said, "We're not doing well. You got to put on the correct shirt." And then, of course, that transpires into victory. Post Shula, that's been more consistent than pre Shula.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure it's not the shirt.
I still have the two shirts I bought, 20 years ago, and I keep them tucked away for season. And they are like old Kleenexes. They are so soft.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, while we're on the topic, we brought up A-Day. Michael, what's your perfect A-Day experience? If someone's never been to A-Day, what would you tell them?
First of all, the wind is howling here, so I apologize if you hear
Is that what that is?
Yeah, that scared me, man.
I thought that was
There's a ghost
Slender
behind
Man
me.
or the Sasquatch.
I thought you had a siren.
Are you sure you're not just hearing things?
It's possible, but if you guys heard it too.
No, I just said I did. I didn't hear a thing.
Oh, you really didn't?
No.
It was loud, I promise, and real. I'm looking at our no, I don't have any. I lost track of where I was. I don't have any A-Day game superstitions. Is that what you asked me?
No, I'm saying what
Your A-Day experience.
If someone's never been to A-Day,
yeah, I'm sorry.
What would you tell them they have to do?
I would personally, and maybe I'm a nerd, but I would definitely say go to the Bear Bryant Museum.
Well, yes.
Yeah, so like that's a must. And then maybe grab a milkshake at Ramajama's. Get there early so you can see the walk-in, and I got another one, but I'll let one of you guys say it, so I'm not stealing all yours.
Why are you gonna say it? Say it.
The captain's ceremony.
Well, yeah, that's
Bryant Denny, yeah.
All right, Denny Chimes, yeah.
Yeah, Denny Chimes.
Yeah, Bryant Denny, yeah.
It's across the street, but yeah.
Yeah, we my wife and I actually a few years ago, we were going to A-Day and we forgot about the captain's ceremony at Denny Chimes, and we got there just as they were wrapping up. And it was when who was the quarterback in 14 when we lost to Ohio State?
Blake Sims.
So Blake Sims and the other guys had just, washed their hands and shoes and were turning around and walking off. And so that was really cool. That was fun. And just looking at the names around Denny Chimes that are etched in concrete.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's very cool. So you got guys, and you got Blake Sims, who was a backup running back and wins the SEC as quarterback. He's up there with Leroy Jordan. I mean, that's just awesome.
Remember the
Cornelius Bennett and Derek Thomas. That's just awesome.
Okay. Bill's just talking over me, but that's cool.
He is. He don't care.
What about you guys? Like, obviously, we're kind of gearing this more towards food, I think. And so, like, do you have a place in Tuscaloosa that's like a must? Game day or?
Well, here's the thing. If you're the partying type and you like to get some spirits in you before you get to the stadium, you got to hit up Gillette's and drink all the Yellow Hammers you can and get the free cups, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but depending on when you get there, I think something just broke.
I think that wind just came from St. Augustine.
It is something. You know what's funny is I had one in the living room do the same thing last week.
It's that ghost that was
It's
over
something.
man.
If you need some help on wall hangers, I can recommend some good ones.
Well, I took these off of recommendations and we see where it got me.
Are you using those little stick-on things? You need a nail, brother.
Man, no, I don't like nails. You know what?
Apparently, they don't like your wall either.
They don't. It'll be okay. I got to get one reframe, but a lot of people like to eat breakfast.
No.
Well, you already have to get one now too. A lot of people they like to eat breakfast at Ramajamas.
I thought it was
there's a few good breakfast places in Tuscaloosa.
Wayside are solid, man.
Yeah.
But if you're going for a game weekend, it's going to be hard to get there.
It is.
Yeah.
We
like to. This is going to kind of sound lame, but we like to go to Taco Casa while we're up there.
I don't understand everybody's fascination with that.
I don't either.
Well, I think it goes back to when you were in your late teens and 20s and you enjoyed it then, and it's like, oh yeah, that's cool, and then you get it, and then you're like, yeah, this thing is so bad, and then on the way home you regret it when you're not in your late teens and 20s. But yeah, we end up going to Taco Casa. That's our once a year adventure with gastrointestinal problems.
So where are you eating lunch at? Even if it's a late game.
I'm a barbecue dude, so I'm going to Dreamland, dude, every time.
Yeah.
Dreamland, really?
Yeah, dude, I love Dreamland. I know everybody's Archibald's this. I love it.
Yeah.
I have never been to the Dreamland in Tuscaloosa.
You should go.
Because it's too crowded when I'm up there.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. The only reason anybody wants to go to Dreamland is to eat the bread and the barbecue sauce.
I mean, that's true too. Yeah,
I mean,
like a loaf of white bread with that barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, back in the day, there was the only thing on the menu back in the day was ribs and sauce. That was it.
And
then they expanded.
Do you guys want to know something that I did that was pretty cool this week?
What'd you do?
Okay, so I'm at my office, and everybody was having a conversation about sweet tea. So I brought up Milo's because it's Milo's,
Yeah.
And so, sorry.
Yeah.
Just continue.
Anyways,
Chris likes Shoney's sweet tea.
No, I like my sweet tea.
I mean, that's fine, but Milo's ain't bad. But I love
Milo's ain't bad.
It's in my cup. That's what's in my cup. It's in my cup. It's mine.
I got you. But because I'm down here, Milo's also is that like little taste of home. So I was telling everybody in the office about Milo's and like talking it up really big. So Milo sponsor us. But anyway, I go into the break room and I open the refrigerator and guess what's sitting right there, dead center, top shelf?
Milo's sweet tea.
Milo's sweet tea.
Where did they get it from down there?
Probably
public.
I mean, do they sell it there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just interesting that
Yeah.
I had a Bessemer, Alabama.
Yeah.
I don't know. It made me happy. So it was. I know that was like a lame story.
I guess you want some Ziegler,
awesome.
You want some Ziegler bologna and Ziegler hot dogs?
No, I want some Connecticut though.
I'll tell you what.
You can't get Connecticut down there, can you?
No,
I got you, boo.
The story. It says story time with Bill on the scroll. Your story reminds me when I lived in Fort Lauderdale, and I couldn't
check the scroll.
I couldn't get Southern food in Fort Lauderdale. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
And I was dying for some good sausage, and I happened to go to the Super Walmart to get groceries on my way home from work.
Yeah.
And I go by the meat case, and they had Connecticut.
Oh,
and
really?
so I bought way more than we could use at home. And then, like that week, we had a men's cookout at church, so I took the rest of it. And these South Florida people destroyed the Conecuh in record time. And they were just freaking out. Where'd you get this? Where'd you get this? What is it? I said, it's called Conecuh sausage. It's from Alabama. Well, how'd you get it here? I said, go to Walmart. You might find it there.
You could probably just order it.
Well, you could, but hey, Walmart had it right then. But
maybe you never know. Depends on how they.
But it was a taste of home, like you said. When you're away from home, it was a good taste of home.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh,
yeah, if I see anything down here from Alabama, I'll buy it. It could be terrible, I'm gonna buy it. High heels, the made in Alabama. I gotta put those in the cart. You're coming
Hey,
home.
a friend of mine was deployed, and he came home, and he got a big styrofoam cooler and just stuffed it with Kaneka sausage, then packed it with dry ice and
I
shipped
saw
it back over. And he wrote with huge Sharpie on the side, pork, pork, pork. And he said, I said, well, how was it going through customs? He said, when they saw pork on the side, they didn't get near it.
Yeah, probably not.
And then he said he sold it. Let's say he bought it for $5 a package. He sold it for 15 a package.
Fantabulous. Thank you for that story. If you watch the
Story
video, comment, and was my story better than Bill's? I want to know. I'm going to say probably.
Yeah, maybe. Speaking of stories, I mentioned something to you guys about Tyler Siskey and his Tommy Tuberville story.
Yes, please indulge.
And I think he told this story on him and I think Neil McCready have a podcast they do twice a week. And when Tyler was at Auburn and Tuberville, he had been at Auburn 1 or 2 days. This the way Tyler told the story. Said one of the other coaches came and say, "Hey, Coach wants to see you in his office." And he was like, "He wants to see me." He said, "Yeah." So he walks in there and he said, first thing he says is, "Hey, I want you to know I just signed 6 wide receivers, and the only way you're ever going to run out that tunnel again is if you're on the visiting team." He said, "I got your release papers here." So, oh yeah. So he said because Auburn had just started quarters and he was going to transfer to Troy. Troy was still on semesters. He had to finish the quarter out at Auburn to be eligible to play. So him and his roommate, which was a starter, they had picked him up from practice and they were driving back to their apartment or dorm or whatever. Yeah. Come on the radio, Auburn starter so-and-so, I didn't catch his name, been cut from the team. And it was his buddy. So he said, "Hey, let me borrow your truck." Drove back to the facility and walked in. Tuberville still in his office. He said, "Man," he said, "I just heard this on the radio. Is it true?" And he told him, "Yeah, it's true." So, that shows what kind of coach he was. Well, fast forward 9 years, Siskey's at St. Paul's here in Mobile coaching. And he's got 5 national recruits on the team. One, A.J. McCarron, the other, Mark Barron. So he said, Tuberville shows up and he's looking at him like, I recognize you, but don't know who you are. Said the room kind of clears out and he says, "Man, you look real familiar." And he said, "I should." And then he repeated to him, he said, "The last thing you said to me was, if I ever wanted to run out that tunnel again, I'd do it on the visiting team. Here's your release papers." And he said he was kind of taken back, and Tubbs was like, "Well, you're an Auburn guy. You can help me. You help these kids come." He said, "I don't tell these kids anywhere to go." He said, "That's not up to me." He said, "But if they ask me, I will tell them exactly what kind of person you are." And he said, Tommy Tuberville never stepped foot back on St. Paul's campus again.
Huh. Dang.
And we know where all of those guys went to school at.
Yeah. Well, one's a center now.
Yeah.
So, let's go back to food. I was enjoying that.
Oh, you was enjoying food?
Yeah.
So you need some Kaneka, a Priester's pecan pie.
Yeah.
What else you need?
Some Shelton County ice cream.
Yes.
From the Big Peach.
Yep.
Big Peach.
Yeah. What else are you missing from home?
Me?
Yeah. What other kind of food?
Jack's.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have Jack's down there?
Nah.
No, man. Bill, we just got a Jack's, our first Jack's last year, and it's 30 minutes north of Mobile.
Oh my goodness! You know what you need?
Jack's was man.
We've got a bounty of these in Montgomery. I'll get when I got to get gas tomorrow. I'll pick up some 9mm casings off the ground at the gas station. I'll send those to you. It'll remind you of home.
Where are you going to be over on Eastern Boulevard?
It doesn't matter. I'll be in Montgomery County.
Man, speaking of Montgomery, I've seen some pictures of the old mall back when it used to be the place to go.
Dude, we had two good malls back in the day.
Yeah, but you had one with an ice skating rink. I remember that from 4th grade field trip to Montgomery.
Yep.
Hey, guys.
Hey, man.
We've talked about this before.
Have we really?
Yeah.
So, well, let's move on to this. A-Day coming up. Spring portal will open.
Yeah, it opens May 1st?
I think so.
No, it opens next Monday.
Do we see anyone?
Excuse me, sorry.
Do we see anyone right now at Bama that's prominent that will enter the portal?
Prominent? No. I think
no.
You don't think we'll lose at least one quarterback to the portal?
But not a prominent one.
I'm not saying a starter or whoever's in P number 2, but someone that was highly sought after.
Like
possibly
that we already lost.
What?
I'm confused by the question.
What I'm saying is anybody that's practicing right now, will we lose them?
We're going to lose some, but I don't think we're going to lose any projected starters.
Yeah,
or possible.
No, I mean I don't think we'll lose a starter, but do we lose a Lonergan or
Lonergan? I wouldn't be surprised.
Lonergan might be, if we lose a quarterback, I was thinking it might be him.
Yeah.
Just because he's a redshirt freshman this year, so he's got 4 years of eligibility left if he chooses to leave.
And he may stay.
Right. So there's that opportunity. I think what we're going to see more out of the portal is, and Coach DeBoer mentioned this in his press conference today, there's needs on the offensive line and defensive needs. And I think we're going to see some pickups for Alabama on the, we already know one of those is going to be the left tackle coming back to us from Iowa. But we know there's going to be some offensive line coming in, depth. And, I would not be surprised if we see some linebacker portal movement coming in, because probably 4 of the linebackers that are projected are going to be in the NFL next year.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a quick hit in depth.
I've also seen a lot of talk that Will Johnson might still be in play.
The
DB from Michigan. And so that'll be kind of interesting to watch. Did anybody else get got on April Fool's Day by Hayes Fawcett's Caleb Downs post?
No, I never saw it.
It got me, and I'm still struggling with that today. Yeah, so I saw it, and I immediately closed Twitter and called Jacob. And I was like, boom, he's coming back. And Jacob's like, no, he's not. And I'm like, dude, I'm looking at it right now. And he's like, Arnold, what's today? I'm like, oh my gosh, dude.
Dang it, he got me.
Yeah. So sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever shared that story with you guys. So
no. So what are we while everybody's watching, are we doing a draft show?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Next week?
Yeah, next
I'll
week.
send you my picks because I won't be available. But yeah, I'd love to do that.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, you'll be in.
When do you come back? Or can you tell us?
We're actually coming back next Thursday. I didn't hear that comment.
Okay. Next Thursday, we're doing it Thursday night.
But it's possible I might not be here.
He'll still be in wherever they're flying out of.
Well, yeah, travel time, and then my parents are keeping Tiny the Wonder Mutt, and I've got to go pick him up from my parents.
How's Tiny doing? Is Tiny doing okay?
Tiny's doing great. He's in bed right now. He's what?
Nothing.
Well, he's a borderline sexual offender.
Oh well,
so I mean he's rough on his toys.
We're never
And
gonna, never
Come
gonna
on, man.
and so we have to watch out for Tiny's behavior sometimes. But it's he's in bed now, and so is his sister, and they're good. Tiny will make an appearance in a couple of weeks, though.
Have you guys ever seen the show Community?
No.
It's
No.
comedy, and Chevy Chase is in it, and he's really old. And
Oh, it's
somebody,
set in a community college.
yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody makes a Twitter account called Old White Man Says, and it's all like the ridiculous stuff that Chevy Chase says, and that sounds so much like Bill.
It does.
It's hilarious.
My dog's a sexual offender. And look, he's happy about it. We're gonna look at Aaliyah's Montgomery County website, and we're gonna see Tiny.
I wish I could pull up a picture of him right now. I've got a profile that would fit for his mug.
No, it's okay. We're good.
So good.
Oh man. 8A is gearing up to be a blast, it looks like.
They're projecting. They're expecting to fill the stadium, and when they shut the gates, turn away several thousand.
Well, you know they sold out of
the end zone seats, yeah.
end zone champions clubs. So all of the experiences they were offering to pay for, they're sold out.
Yeah,
that'd be.
And that's gonna be where boosters get to mingle with recruits too.
I'm sure there'll be a lot in attendance.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna. That's the other thing Coach DeBoer has been hitting with is man. It's every week there's a train load of recruits coming in, and every one of them is, man, I love the Bama experience. I love what the staff is doing. I saw Jalen Milroe was interviewed today on Feinbaum, and he was talking about, man, this staff is awesome. We love it. And now he was king of the cliches. Got to do, win for today and all that kind of stuff. But it's not wrong. He did a lot of coach speak, but in between the coach speak was high praise for the transition of the program, and then looking forward to what's going to happen. In all fact, he said what I really found real good was, he said it's been a lot of fun this spring. Every side of the ball and every position group is celebrating when the other position group says. And he said, so, it's we're learning the new system and we're seeing success, and we're excited when the guys are succeeding. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to be real excited in August.
In August? Is that what you said?
August 31st.
No, it is. It is August.
Dude, it's going to get here so fast.
Yeah.
It's going to get here really quick.
Yeah.
So who's going to Wisconsin for that game?
Not me.
I want to, but
let's go. Let's go, Bill.
I got vetoed. You and I could go, but I can't get my wife to go.
What do you think the weather's going to be up there?
It'll be better
I think
it'll be fine, dude.
I think it'll be better than mid-September in Tuscaloosa, because that's a boiler.
Man, it's a boiler in October.
Yeah,
I know. I think it'll be. I think Matt. I mean, it could be. I mean, Madison could be hot in September, but it could be.
It's not going to be Tuscaloosa.
It could be 75 and low humidity.
I remember going to homecoming one year in October, and it was like, what did I do?
Oh, you just soak everything you're wearing.
Just hang out at the bonfire and just sweat through 3 layers of clothes. Yeah. Oh man.
Why are you wearing 3 layers of clothes at the bonfire?
I meant never mind. Just don't worry about it. I meant sweat through 1 layer, then you change, sweat through another, change. You get what I'm saying?
Because most people do carry 3 changes of clothing when they go to a bonfire.
Yeah, most of them do.
I do. You never know when you're going to need more clothes, man. You know what I do? I just lay my dresser sideways in the trunk of my car, and that's.
Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Or you just got the plastic drawers in there?
Yeah.
Is that a flashback to your homeless days?
Me, I was never homeless. What are you talking about, man?
What?
Why are you
You're
being
not
mean
gonna,
to me today, Bill?
you're not going to admit it.
So,
A disclaimer, guys. I was never homeless.
hey, you remember the time Shaq was on the podcast?
Yeah,
Yes.
I do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to get him back.
You should get him back. Yeah,
I should.
we need
So
somebody.
that was during football season when well, I can't remember which game it was, but we said they pooped their bed on that one.
Yeah, he said he didn't
Shaq
like
came
poop.
in. He didn't like that.
Yeah,
No,
I
he
don't
didn't.
know. I hope
Oh.
That's
somebody's
like
correct
that's
with
yeah.
that.
You know, Bill, earlier you made a comment. I don't know if it was the first take or this take about you made a Willie Nelson reference, and
Oh yeah.
you know, speaking of music, there has been a lot happening in the country music world this week.
Yeah,
Michael, your favorite Morgan Wallen got drunk and threw a chair off the roof of Eric Church's bar in Nashville.
you got to live your songs out, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's trying to be like Hank Jr.
Oh,
and
they
live
arrested
the
him on
songs he wrote.
They arrested him on 3 felony counts.
3 felonies.
3 felonies.
Oh man.
Good night.
And one misdemeanor of disorderly conduct, maybe.
Well,
He
Mr.
made-
Wallen,
he
I
made-
got news for you. If you're convicted on one of those felonies, you're no longer going to be allowed to own a weapon, my friend.
Didn't the chair
that
almost hit a
the
cop?
liquor talk. What's that?
Didn't the chair? That was funny. I heard what you said.
Yeah.
So didn't the chair almost hit a cop or something?
There was like 3 of them standing there.
Oh, and they were angry.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Mad, bro.
Oh yeah, but you know how it is. He'll pay a big fine, make an apology and a donation, and it'll go away.
Yeah, he'll get it knocked down.
Woo.
Yeah, and
Well-
then the CMAs, man. You know, it's that country music's not country music anymore.
Well,
No, it's bad Southern rock now.
No, it's not even that.
It's tractor rap.
Yeah, you know, I read an article yesterday that said, you know, it needs to be called what it is. It's crossover.
Yeah, it ain't country.
You know.
I got a song for you guys.
What is it?
I'm about to tell you. If you'll be patient.
My mama said the alligator.
You got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
That's why he's so ornery.
Just like them Florida Gators. Chomp chomp.
And your song?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it's performed by Luke Combs,
Yeah.
written by Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
I mean, A+. The song is called Dive, and it is amazing. And you should listen to it since we're done here.
What about you, Bill? You got any songs you want to?
Well, I'll tell you, there's a channel on YouTube called Professor of Rock, and it's a unique deal. This guy that goes into the how songs are written, how bands were formed, kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And you know the song Jet Airliner by Steve Miller.
Yeah.
Steve Miller didn't write that song. It was written by a guy named Paul Pena, who is a blind blues musician. And I said, I'm going to do a deep dive. And Paul Pena died about 15 years ago.
Paul,
But
what are you saying? Paul what?
Pena. It's spelled Pena, but it's not Pina because he's not Spanish. He's from a different origin. So it's pronounced Pena.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I did a deep dive into Paul Pena's music. And that dude was great. And his version, the original version of Jet Airliner, the lyrics aren't the same. It's bluesy. But man, that dude put together some good music. And this is back 50 years ago when he was recording these albums that are just kind of relatively unknown. And turns out Derek Trucks and Susan Tedeschi have covered one of his songs. It's part of their set every night.
Wow.
The guy was a heck of a musician and writer and composer. And so I got into Paul Pena lately, and I'm enjoying the heck out of it. And then I decided I'd start a Paul Pena Pandora channel. And I'm finding out some weird, cool music from the 70s I just didn't know about. So that's been fun for me.
You know, you bring up Derek Trucks, and you don't hear many people bring up Derek Trucks. But there's a video circulating of him on stage, and I think he's on stage with is it John Mayer. He's a heck of a guitar player.
John Mayer can play.
It's him. I believe it's him and BB King.
Oof.
And
that would have been a long time ago.
I think both of them realize that Derek Trucks is probably one of the greatest guitar players alive.
Derek Trucks is amazing, and Joe Bonamassa is like that too. They were child prodigies. That,
none of them were Stevie Ray Vaughan prodigies.
No, that's different.
They have never took a 357 Magnum and shot a copperhead.
I knew you were going to say that. That dude's
that's right. In his desk drawer.
Didn't exist.
Yeah. But no, Derek Trucks, man, and he's amazing.
Yeah, and apparently he lives not far from Michael up over in Northeast Florida. He's a heck of a musician, and I recommend Derek Trucks.
Yeah. Well, I don't. I've got back to some of my. I'm not going to say roots, but one of my favorites, Corey Smith, here lately.
Forgot about Corey Smith.
Everybody forgets about Corey Smith. He released a song not too long ago called Cellophane.
Wasn't he a backup linebacker at Alabama for a while?
No, he's a UGA dog through and through, man.
Oh, that was Corey Reamer. Okay, never mind.
But
he had one song a long time ago. It was never super mainstream, but it was very popular.
None of them super mainstream.
Yeah, but do you remember the song, the one that like really kind of?
Man, he had a bunch. He had 21, maybe next year. If I Could Do It Again.
I think that's it.
That sounds familiar.
Not tonight.
F the Popo.
That's a different one.
That one got him shut down in Chattanooga. They shut the show down.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if anybody don't know Corey Smith, check him out. He's he was a school teacher that he wrote, produced, and recorded, I think, his first 7 albums by himself.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's a good one, but I'm gonna check out. What's that?
The show's taking a turn.
It is. I don't know where it's going. Roll Tide, Paul.
I think we're sundowning.
We are.
I might be. I'm exhausted. Guys, we've talked a little bit about everything from unconvicted murderers all the way to A-Day. So if you guys are satisfied, I say we're right at the hour mark.
I say roll it.
Plug ourselves for a minute, and that came out.
Roll that beautiful band footage.
Chris, once again, please tell everybody.
Once again, you can find us all on Twitter. Waaaay Offsides, Waaaay Offsides, Cotton, Waaaay Offsides, Chris. We are a part of the Bama Network.
That's right.
We don't talk about that enough on here, but you can
yeah.
email us at waayoffsides@gmail.com, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can call us at 251-867-5309 anytime you get ready.
Yep.
Bill, anything in closing?
Just take care of yourself. Be safe. Be smart. And read your Bible. Say your prayers. And everybody knows what's next.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.